So right now, got Fogged coming in and joining me for the post-match interview. How's it going, man?
What's up? Pretty good. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Very, very interesting games coming out. A lot of unique drafting and obviously unique play styles there. How do you feel the games went?
A little bit worse than we wanted it to, but overall, not bad. Overall, they went mostly in what we wanted, but I don't know, we were a little bit distracted, I guess, and we kind of were not making. I mean, I don't know, we made most of the right calls. We just were oblivious to some of the stuff that they were doing.
Yeah. So, what do you feel you did right in the games that you won, and what do you feel you would have changed in the ones that you didn't do so hot in?
I don't even remember game two. What did we even have again?
You had like a Jakiro and a Bane up against the Omni Knight with the Gyrocopter and Leshrac.
Yeah. That was the game. I don't know. First game was kind of just Wisp doing what Wisp does. We misplayed it a few times. I played kind of shitty actually. I played crappy Wisp. I mistethered. I forgot to tether when I teleported one of the times.
Oh yeah.
And then other than that, I think overall the first game I think we played it pretty well. Some little annoying like dumb mistakes, like Snaking wanted to go mech instead of Blink Dagger. Afterwards he got Blink. But other than that, I mean, we got good pickoffs and everything. The game just kind of went to crap because we didn't have the defusals. Because I don't know, I was getting it for some reason as the 5. And I didn't get time to get it at all. I didn't get any farm at all, obviously, as a 5. And Snaking actually, what ended up happening is we should have just let Snay buy it when he had 3,300, and I think we would have actually won.
That's game 2 you're talking about, right?
Was that the second? Oh yeah, that was game 2. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just making sure because obviously the golems can be negated a little bit by defusal, so I was just making sure you're on the same page. But
yeah.
The Jakiro, obviously, I think you might have even had to sell something just to get the defusal blade
I
up.
sold my magic stick to get it, but it was already too late. By that point, the gyro was too humongous.
Yeah.
Because that top fight, if Snay had bought a defusal, I think we would have wiped them, and then we would have gotten 2 Rexes down. We would have just had 1 deck Rex down, and we would have been all right.
Yeah, such a big impact. I mean, of course, they got the Roche, so dealing with 2 Gyrocopters in the mid lane was really difficult, and then with all those abilities and just nothing to dispel it, obviously it was very rough.
The initial mess up was actually just letting them get the Roshan. We called it way too late. We called it, and we were running toward there, and they killed it. Didn't think about it. That was the obliviousness that I was talking about. We just didn't even think about it. All of them off the map and everything.
Yeah, it happens in those certain scenarios. Obviously, there's difficulties gaining map control when they have that kind of continuous, relentless pressure that they're putting out as a 5-man team with such sustain. But, I mean, you guys played it out to the bitter end, and it seemed like you guys had an okay position. Sometimes it was just, the biggest issue was you just straight up couldn't get kills. They had Surge away, Darkseer, they had the defensive disruption, and of course, Omni Knight making the plays.
I thought more so is the fact that we didn't split push properly. I don't know. Like, they were keeping their lanes completely pushed out every time that they were trying to commit to something. Like the Roshan, for example, they had all their lanes pushed as soon as they went to Raj. Then they were pushing the lane, and we didn't have anything else pushed in. We had to all defend the lane, and we're losing more out of it, with more momentum.
Yeah.
So I thought on that better as well.
The Lone Druids getting the Radiance seemed to kind of help that a little bit, but it just seemed like it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, at least not quickly enough. So obviously that went its way. You other than
you, I'm kidding.
And other than Snaking making a different item decision, would you have changed anything else, like the draft maybe? Obviously the Omni Knight was 5th pick, so it's hard to go up against. But
I don't know. I don't think so. I thought our draft was fine anyway. We had high burst, like Jakiro, high magical damage AoE for when he GAs. Nikes was fine because he ended up on Maelstrom, just so when the guy GAs, we have magic damage and the rest of them. The RPs were a little, I don't know, some of them were a little off, I thought, but other than that, I don't know. Everybody played pretty well. We just kind of messed up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's understandable. It was one of those lineups where you couldn't really afford to slip up at any point, because as soon as they got a small foothold, they kept on just making that worse and worse for you guys. So obviously, just the little tiny things add up pretty quickly there. So other things about the draft, like the Warlock seemed to be a much bigger part of the picture for, I guess, both of you guys. Technically, you guys pick it up a lot in the past. Roxas picked it up a bunch today. Do you think that he's going to be more and more relevant in the drafting scene in general?
It's hard to tell. I don't know. I really don't know, because he's pretty immobile because he's just standing there. He kind of just has to, like, I don't know. His rock cooldown is really long. If you use it, you know, like, I think I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, because if you use rock improperly one time, you have it's down for like 3 minutes. It's kind of like a Panda ult, and Panda ults and whiffs it. I don't know. I think there's heroes that kind of do the same thing as Warlock, but Warlock has a really good lane presence for mid. If he's worth first like a Magnus or something, or like actually most other heroes like Puck and stuff, he kind of just craps all over them.
Mm-hmm.
But with early like I don't know, with an early gank like just like if a Mag and a Furion or like Puck and a Furion, you can get a pretty easy kill on the Warlock because he's just gonna be standing there. But I don't know. I don't know. It's hard, it's really hard to tell. I really like Warlock. I think he's really powerful right now in this meta. But
what other things do you feel are kind of underrated in the metagame? Do you see like Bristleback ever becoming competitively viable, or anything else that's kind of surprising on the fringe of the picks?
Bristle's a little bit pushing right now because he's still not even in captain's mode. Who knows how long that's going to be? But I don't know. Bristol. I could see Bristol working. I don't see why not. He doesn't really give a stun, but he has a slow. He does good damage, good AoE damage, and he's a beast tank. I don't know. I think he's going to be pretty decent. But other heroes, I don't know. We've been seeing a lot more, like also from NTH and stuff. We saw the Doom. We saw Navi do the Doom also. We also saw NTH do Lycan, which I've been seeing a lot more popular lately because Howl is really, really, really good. Still a great split pushing hero, great pushing, great damage. I don't know. Other heroes, I don't know. It's hard to tell because of the supports. We haven't been seeing like Disruptor and stuff really that much, I don't think. I've kind of been seeing the same, like Rubik, Shadow Demon, Bane. I don't know. Sure. But I think I don't know. I think this meta kind of has reached what people are going to be picking for the most part.
Okay, so a lot of people seem to think that the meta has stagnated a little bit as far as selections, but this week we've seen a lot of different things. Some teams are like, since playoffs are coming up and some aren't making the bubble for that, a lot of people are just experimenting for future events. Do you think that these are going to be in stable, high stakes games, or is it just going to be stagnating to the point where competitive games are always going to have like the same 20 heroes involved?
I think that it'll change up because people are practicing a lot of different strategies too in scrims. One sec.
No problem. Right. So, assuming you're ready to go for the next question, people are wondering about the role shift with Snake King coming on in, and specifically what role he plays on the team. I don't know, Tides, I believe he's on vacation or something, so is that just kind of your go-to stand-in, and then also your role shift to the support? How's that kind of been working out?
It's fine. I mean, it's not really... I don't mind playing support. I really just care about winning, so... And the snaking, I mean... I've just been playing on it for now.
Alright.
No comment on that one. I'll skip that one.
Okay. Sure. Then, but like the Wisp and stuff, you've been playing that more and more actively. Do you see yourself picking up those kinds of heroes more frequently? Maybe even like a solo mid Wisp or something, or?
I don't know. We wanted to try stuff like that, but it seems a little questionable. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I guess I should call him IO now. They've changed that up so much.
Yeah, they made him IO.
Fun. Right now, bottle crowing is really, really common in mid. It's kind of like a situation where through a war of attrition, you can't really lose it because as long as you have the bottle crow coming, with the exception of like some super way too sexy courier snipes. Anyways, how do you feel that should be like changed at all, or is it just going to be something that's been in that situation and should maintain that way, and people should just kind of work around the fact that mids will have that potential no matter what?
I don't know. It's been around forever, so I don't think that should be changed. I think it's obnoxious, and I think it's kind of stupid, and I think it's kind of dumb when people pull others regen and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think you can change something like that. I guess unless they like, I don't know. The same thing is like I also played Han before, and that was a big problem that they saw in Han. So they like either I don't know what they did with it now, but originally they made it so you only get 2 charges on your bottle when you bring on the courier.
Do you think that would be an appropriate course of action for Dota?
I don't know, actually. I think that even 2 charges is still powerful.
Sure.
But
so since you were referencing it, your Han experience there, how do you feel that ties into playing as a professional in Dota 2? I mean, I know you played with a bunch of different individuals there. I think Draskell was actually on your team at one point and that kind of stuff. So
it was for a bit. That was fun. I mean, it's a completely different game. You can't compare the two, honestly. But I don't know. I played Dota originally before I started Han anyway. And I don't know. Han was. It's the 2 games are so different, and I don't even know I don't know anything about Han anymore. I don't know what's going on in there, but there's just little things that, if they were in Dota, would break Dota. Han's completely different. being able to sell from anywhere at any time, stuff like that.
So, do you miss different things? Not just Han specifically, but also older styles for Dota. Like, you played Invoker like a boss previously, and that's kind of fallen out of favor based on a number of really, really tough nerfs in a single patch to him. And now he's... I wouldn't say he's the least viable hero, but he's definitely not nearly as commonly seen in the scene competitively. So, is there some things that you miss being able to play?
Definitely Invoker. I love Invoker. That hero's so much fun. That hero is just he can't fit. He can't fit anywhere. We've even tried a lot of times in scrims doing him with like Clockwork and Shadow Demon and other global stuff with Furion, and he just doesn't give anything. He loses. He can't fit anywhere. If he goes middle, he gets completely crushed by almost any hero. Honestly, I think even Mags can beat him. I don't know. Actually, about that. That's a little bit. He's just I don't know. I miss Invoker a lot for sure, but other heroes. I don't know, we've actually been seeing a decent amount. I want to see some more playing come back.
Definitely. Do you think, in his current state, that he still can make... I mean, we've seen him a couple times in Asian scene and stuff, so...
I think he's still pretty powerful. I think he's good versus, like, PL, too. That's what people don't realize. You just get a PL, your own PL illusion.
True, yeah. Replicant, very, very powerful, very dynamic uses of that. Do you think Phantom Lancer is too strong in his current state? Or, like, we didn't even, like, hear him much in this game specifically. You guys were kind of playing around different styles, getting Aoi some more aggressive heroes and stuff like that. So, what would you say about the current state of Phantom Lancer?
I think he's okay. I think he's a little bit... He's just obnoxious, but... If you deal with him and you don't let him become as predictably obnoxious as he does, then I think you can handle it. But if you let him do what he does and he farms and gets ahead of everybody and then just illusion rapes, I mean,
yeah,
you I don't know. You kind of have to take control of PL early so he doesn't go crazy.
Cool. Well, we've covered up most of the questions that were going on through the chat. So, do you have any other things you'd like to cover real quick, or any shoutouts you want to give?
I don't think anything that I really want to cover other than, like, Tails never fails. That's all I know.
Nice.
And then I just shout out to Dignitas, shout out to our sponsors, and shout out to Daniela, my girlfriend.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, man. You can go ahead and end your Dota spree with a nice dinner or whatever, but thank you for coming on into it. And awesome games today. Congratulations on your win versus ROXKIS, and good luck in your future events.
Okay, thanks.
See you, man.
Good one. Peace.